What are we gonna do today? Alright, I got two ideas. The plan is updates, schemas? Maybe like inserts first and then updates. Maybe, no, not schemas yet. That's probably not. And then like better testing. Seems useful. Yeah, let me like pull this out into a separate window. Does VS Code allow me to do that? No. Alright, that's the plan for today. Let me like sneak this down in the corner. Maybe we'll put it on this side? I don't know. I feel like I could do a better job of day's plan. Cool. Okay, so where we left off with SQL Wares is that anything about and seems to be tripped up by like bugs in the compiler in terms of joining multiple wares and engaging in their static type business, which is too bad. But I think we can mess with. We can still play with like inserts. We can still play with updates. There's no need to stop because we can't do wares. So let's like start there maybe. Right? That sounds like fun, doesn't it? We got some tests. We got some good stuff. Yeah. So one thing I'm thinking about is like, okay, so let's like open a new file. Like, I don't know if this is really gonna work, but like, let's just think for a sec. Like, the final SQL we want is like insert into, I don't know, users ID. Well, we probably don't want ID, but we want like a email. Maybe you want like created at, updated at. Is there anything else in users? That's all. Yeah, it's really just like email. And we probably like we want those probably to be like derived somehow. Something like this is really what we want to be able to generate. And so like the struct, it's gonna look somewhat like a SQL select, right? I wonder how much these two are gonna share. I also wonder how much we'll want to like be like typecasting and wrapping these things up. But I'll just like maybe I'll just start like pushing towards like start with something that's a lot like a SQL select and go from there. That sounds good, right? Okay, so do I still use this SQL select struct? Is this a thing? Yeah. Yeah, that's like the result of calling this, right? Yeah, okay, great. Let's just like go for it. I say so this builds up a SQL expression for selecting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll probably want to build up a structure like this, right? The column names. That sounds pretty plausible. Um, yeah, okay. Sure. Let me just like start writing a little code, huh? Let's do like SQL insert is gonna take some like record. And return some kind of a SQL insert, which is gonna have some sort of like, I don't know, SQL expression. I don't know if we're gonna need this, but maybe there's like an ID type of like what the database is gonna give back to us. I don't know though. This is pretty hypothetical. It's like plausible. This won't be useful. Okay, but really what I want to be testing, I think, just return an empty struct for now. Let me just get it straight to a test. That seems like a great idea. And here, what was I thinking? Sure, some record. It's gonna need to like resemble either our to-dos or our users. Let's try to-dos. That seems fun, right? It's like a foreign key on this one, so it's gonna be tricky. Whatever, let's go for it. Let's go with user. User's easier. Call it test user record. It's got, like, what are the editable fields here? It's like email. Yeah. I could bet that we'll want to, like, be able to add annotations to these to say, like, column name is actually, like, something else. But I don't want to worry about that right now. That seems like some nonsense work. I could also bet there'll be, like, a typecast story where you, like, pass, like, a proc in here. Or, like, even, like, validation. But I think let's not worry about that now. And what else do I want to call? The other thing I'm thinking of is, like, Ecto has, like, a cool strategy for this about, like, Ecto types are... They'd use, like, a change set for this. I wonder if we should think about change sets. But change sets seem like some, like, immutable functional programming stuff, which... They're cool, but I don't think they're right for this language. I think they're, like, the wrong paradigm. So I think I'm going to do this in the obvious way. And then maybe at some point, though, we need to think through... I'm just going to push in a direction, but, like, it'd be cool if at some point we could do, like insert, like some record, and then, like, result.email is some, like, user record. It will be like user is gonna be like this. And then we're gonna want to be able to say right, like, I don't even know. Is this right? We want to be able to, like, insert the user and then, like, mess with user.id. Yeah, like, is this a thing that we're gonna want to be able to do? Or, like, I don't know. Like, is this something we're gonna want? I feel like I'm a little bit worried about the types of like stuff that insert does and stuff that update does, all like sort of skewing. Although, you know what we probably would want to do here is more like user repo.create. Like this seems like more like what we really want. And then this is going to be like a compatible struct to like I think we'd want these to be like compatible, and then we want to be able to do either way, like user.email gets like some other email. This seems like it's pushing in a direction that seems defensible. Yeah. And then we probably like create is like neat. I wonder if we want like a build as well. All right. These all seem like repo level concerns, and that we can easily, I think we can get the behavior that we want here. And things are going to be cool. Yeah, okay, great. So I think that like, okay. So we have a test user record. We're going to want, yeah, I'm going to say it. I think we want like, let's create like a test user repo. Test user repo is going to be, I'm going to call it like users repo. It's going to be like this. Yeah. And then for the SQL insert, we're going to do we're going to like create it. We're going to set its email. And just give it like some created at and updated at. And these probably have to be like time t's, right? That seems likely. It seems like plausible. All right, so we're going to do the insert. And so maybe here we want to get like polymorphic, right? Call it, or get like some like type bounds in here, right? So we have, this sounds right. What do we have like oops, that was the wrong button to press. I'm not gonna mess with this quite yet. But maybe I'll do like we'll like see if these types diverge or converge on each other. We can make a choice about that. But we're gonna have some like insert type. We're gonna have some like into, and oh, you know what? select doesn't know about the table it's pulling from, right? Right, because it's just like the... Yeah, maybe that's a little off. But, like, I figure... Yeah, maybe that's like a reasonable pattern to follow. But here... It does feel a bit like... It's almost like we want, like, table name first. Yeah? Oh, but this is kind of a bummer. Yeah, ID type comes in like that. Okay. Alright, this might be a bit too clever already. And it's weird that it diverges here. Man, I don't know, should the... It does feel... I almost never call SQL execute, right? It's weird because insert into... It's like table name and then the column names that you're inserting. Where select is like select and then the columns you want from and then the table name. Maybe it's fine to have them out of order, and that actually makes it like a little bit easier to polymorph. I'm trying not thinking about it. It seems like a problem. It's gonna be hard. Alright, so we need like some shared business here. Yep. I'm gonna need a toString. Oh, you know what though? Okay, so let's like finish up writing a test. That seems like a good move. A little scattered this morning. A little scattered. Okay. This is almost certainly going to want to be a pointer. It's just something of type insert. Okay, so we're going to call SQL execute users test user to insert. And we're going to say actual ID. Like that, and I want to like assert execute success. And then I want to do like inserted user test users repo dot find on inserted ID, and then I want to just like assert that all their fields are equal, right? Okay, so I care about email created at and updated at. Oops. And I wonder if these numbers are going to struggle the way that like ID numbers have struggled in the past. But whatever. Alright, so... So the email that we set was sum@email.gov. This is 12345, and this is 12567. Yeah, this seems like a test. And for now, I'm just gonna have this like return 0, false. Test will fail. What? Oh, I'm not importing that file anywhere. Huh? Line 49? Oh, yeah, of course. This is... Cool. Oh, what? Where are we? SQL insert line 14. Repo line 29. Oh yeah, there's no ID column, huh? Tricky. Okay, so like let's do we'll call it like found user and it'll be different. It'll have like an ID. We'll call this test user insert. These will no ID. These types seem like things we'll want to like metaprogram later. But that seems like a conservative repo that we can add later. Alright, so we set those things. We make sure that's right. And then test users repo. I think that should work, yeah? There is nothing called test user, of course. Where is test user? Test found user. What's the problem? What's the problem? ID type is not a member of test user insert. That's right. Okay, because this wants to be... Because we want to call SQL insert on it. Yep. Alright, great. Okay, let's just call SQL insert on an anonymous struct, maybe? Does this seem reasonable? Is that how we consume things here? Table name and a record type, and we just call SQL select right on it, right? Yeah. Alright, let's do it. I bet I'm gonna need to run somewhere. Wow, it is loud over here. Email is not a member of unnamed. Great, okay, we made it to actual valid failing spec. Cool. So we want to return here a SQL insert of... Right, here's where we need to define the SQL expression and stuff. Oh, hello! I think I need to configure my stuff to make a sound when I get a message, because my messages are rare, and I never notice them. I wonder if that's easy. Hi. I actually need to take a quick bathroom break. BRB, everybody. Hello. All right. Okay, let's get back at it. All right. So generally, I need to return a SQL insert with some expression, and the ID type is going to be record dot. Interesting. Let's just go with this for now. Because I think, actually, you know what? Maybe this is where we do it, right? Like, we'll say, like, test user has this. Yeah, this seems fine, right? So we'll build up this type of like, alright, so what I'm thinking through now is like, so I've already like established this sort of duplicative thing here of like the overlap between a test user and like the insertable columns of the test user. It's like the bits that we can insert about a test user is like everything but the ID. So maybe let's just like lean into that and say that like this SQL insert function, this proc is going to take like a full type, including an ID column, and it'll know to like split it out and say that we'll like create a new type, like we'll say insertable record is gonna be like basically record dot like minus. This is not syntax, but like we'll do that. Right, and then we can do this. Cool. So yeah, let to do. So yeah, these two things. Let's do it. Okay. So this type is going to be sort of hard to describe, and I don't know. I find myself thinking that we should do like a string builder to metaprogram it. Like I don't think you can easily do type arithmetic here. Maybe I'll start writing it out in this like ugly way. Yeah, I'll just start writing it in an ugly way, and we'll see if there's like a way to clean it up later. Okay, so we'll call this like different or like derived type builder. Where do we use a string builder? It's in select, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Grab the type info, iterate over the members. We're gonna like push it into the struct unless it's equal to ID. If it is equal to ID, maybe we'll grab the ID type out here. No, we shouldn't encode that as a string. We don't really have to. Okay, so first we're gonna print to but builder. We're gonna say derived insertable record colon struct. Great. So we've started the struct, and then for record type info dot members. Let's do like members to include. Alright, I'm gonna grab pointers to these. We're gonna say, I wonder if I need to like, I don't know about that. I don't know how to do that. Gotta think about that. Like, how do I free this? I think it's like array reset, yeah? It's on the stack, so I don't think I have to like full on free it, but I think I better reset it to clear it out. That seems good. Okay. So if it dot name equals ID, then like continue. Otherwise, array add members to include it. Great. Then for members to include, I'm like already wanting a string join. Maybe it's just time to build strings join, right? That seems good. I already have prefix, has suffix. Okay, join. Components, string, array of string. And what is the word I'm even looking for here? Joiner. Cool. Result builder is a string builder. Defer free buffers on result builder. All right. Print out each one, and then if it index is less than components, wow, it is a noisy day here. Oof. Maybe I should mute myself when that happens. Alright, what am I testing? I want to test, I don't know. Great, I'm going to join on components. And I think I can just like do an assert equals. Hello to all my viewers. Right, okay, that's what I'm trying to do here. And for each component, I'm printing it out, and I'm sometimes printing out the joiner, which defaults to the comma with a space on it. And then do like a similar version. but I'll use like a weird join string. And now we should have a lot of bananas in there. I'll probably blow up all over the place, right? Yeah. SQL insert. I think I can just like comment out this whole, oops, this whole file. String test passes. Great. Okay. This feels pretty good. Alright, so now I can just print to builder. Almost. Alright, so now I've got these like filtered. Man, I really find myself wanting like maps and joins and everything. Make it look like Link. I think you and I were just thinking the same thing. Yeah, I don't know if I can make it look all like Link though. It is a pretty cool declarative setup, but I don't think C++ has Link. I think that's a real .NET. That's a real Microsoft tool. I don't think many languages have it. There's a real downside, though, with something like Link, because then you've implemented like an entire separate language inside of your language. I think Link probably betrays a lot of the goals of J, though, because Link like obfuscates all the implementation detail of like how are you doing this data transformation, what is the memory model, and like where are you putting your stuff as you're building it. Which like I think the whole point of this language is like own all those details, learn how your memory is being allocated, learn exactly, like build your own algorithms to do all those things. And so if this had something like Link, it would be like where do you allocate all the things in the memory? Are they in the heap? Are they in the stack? How do you free it? Where I bet this language could support something like Link in as like a user level library, which maybe I could play with. I don't know. That sounds like a real mixed bag, though. It's a really fast compilation. I think the point of J is that it compiles as fast as your like compile time code wants it to. Like at base, playing with J versus playing with Rust, the J compiler is like a blink of an eye. I'm working in like this like tiny toy code base though. I've got only like hundreds of lines of code. But like, I don't know, on this very screen, like right here, this is like inserting a runtime directive. And like here in my runtime directive, I'm just running arbitrary code to like build up an array and like transform it to output code to generate some metaprogrammed business. And then inserting it live here. So like, exactly. The compile time code is cool, but like, right, I could easily write this to just like destroy everything I'm doing. And critically, like I'm writing some unit tests alongside my stuff, and these also run at compile time as like part of the build process, which again I think is like neat. But right, like as I add more tests, that test suite like could easily get out of control. And like one of the things I'm hoping to do today is to like allow myself to like right, this test that I'm working on right now is like attempting to execute some SQL against the database. Yeah, I'm doing it, like, I don't think it's like a design goal to keep them coupled together, but my build metaprogram here, it just seemed way easier to just say, like, anytime I see a test note, just print out a run directive immediately. There's a tool that I mean to integrate that I'm going to probably play with later today called Stubborn. Oh yeah, I had it open already. Which uses the same, like, syntax of a test note, but it's like slightly more involved in terms of like when you consume a test, it like adds your tests somewhere and like runs them separately and stuff. There's no like VS Code language server. There's like some syntax highlighting, obviously. I don't know. I know that Jonathan Blow complained about language servers for a while, so I bet he wouldn't write his own right away. But there are like a couple implementations of J, like language support, you know? But yeah, there's no like command click on anything. This seems like a language that would make that pretty, like, I don't know if it would be easy or hard in this language because of all the metaprogramming. Like, Like, I don't know, here I'm defining a new struct type that's like a named struct that only has a name within the scope of a single procedure. Like, I don't know how easy it's going to be to like command click on things to figure out where they're implemented. But, yeah, it's like exciting to work with a new language. Working with a new language means that you don't have all those tools. It was like my expectation coming into this is in line with what I'm finding. But I don't know. Basically, like I've only got like 10 files, so I don't need command click because I like know where all my code is already. If I find myself in a code base that I can't understand, like I don't know, I dug my own grave. Really, I got myself there. Um, Also, my last several years I've been writing Ruby, which like Ruby mine has a little bit of command click stuff, but generally like you just can't build command click in that language because it's too flexible. It's just like not even worth trying. Yeah, I have an Android app in the App Store. It's written in mostly React Native, but a little bit of Kotlin. I've been playing with Android for a while. Those languages are fun. Yeah. Actually, like when I was in college, took a class on like Java for Android app development. Native. Yeah, I mean, I had to build a native library. My app does a it's like a video app. I wonder if I can find it easily this way, or if I have to go to my own GitHub. It's pretty rough. It's true. So I had to build some Android business for this library that I depend on. Um, and yeah, the views got like surprisingly cumbersome, even though they're doing very little. I needed to do some like annoying stuff about like, I guess this wasn't very complicated. I've written like little bits of Kotlin. No CSS, it's true. But they've got all that XML for you, you know? Set all those layout attributes. uh, who doesn't love writing XML? Oh, I built a pie chart using native drawing one time in an Android and an iOS. I feel like the vector drawing stuff was like it was okay. But yeah, it's a lot of trig. I mean, yeah, linear layout is basically like Flexbox, right? Like that's all React Native gives you, and it gives it's like everything. XML is HTML but much worse. It's like hard to like nest. The thing that really tripped me up was like in Android, uh, like it was really hard to define like. It seemed like at least when I was messing around with it, yeah, linear layout's great, but like in Android, if you defined like some view, I felt like the best part about like React Native and React in general is that like there's like children prop is like built in by default. So if you have some like great custom view that you're using, and you have like your own layout, like React Native makes it really easy to do like this. Oops. And just like lay a bunch of them out together. And my recollection in Android was that with XML, it was like pretty tough to just like parse like children into your XML. And people, when I was writing it, would like, they like include or whatever, and just like get like raw like snippets or something. And then this would just like drop a whole bunch of XML in the middle, and then people would write their custom like these container things to like reference IDs in like files that were defined distantly. Like it felt like there was like no encapsulation, and like you couldn't do this, right? Because then all of your IDs are clobbering each other. Yeah, it's just like pound include. It's like not clever. Where like in React it was like trivial to build things this way, and like everything can support children. It's just like conventionally clever. Yeah. Um, where like I don't know. This was my least favorite part of. This is one of the most frustrating things about Android development. Have you done iOS too, or just so I think the best practice is like if you define your containers as layouts, you can have them inspect the tree and inflate views from inside them and stuff. But yeah, with Android, there's always a million ways to do it, and like none of them are ever great. And Google's also like pushing Flutter, right? Like even if you try to stay only using like the Google official supported tools and stuff, like which ones? Do you use like Kotlin? Do you use Java? Do you use Flutter? What version of Gradle are you on? Like iOS sucks in different ways. Constraint layout. That sounds like iOS auto layout, which has been a huge bummer. Um, yeah, I believe it. No, linear layout is like linear layout or something that looks like Flexbox to me seems like the way to go. It just seems like obviously correct. Oh, I mean, iOS has problems. Like I use React Native for a reason. um, I prefer iOS native to Android native, but like neither is great. I mean, iOS doesn't have CSS either. Um, Everything's really like procedural. iOS doesn't like the like XML layout equivalent in iOS land is like this like visual editor called Interface Builder, and it's all drag and drop. And you like click a million times to like configure an auto layout and stuff. Yeah, well, so for iOS, there's like a lot of the like system controls have those things configurable. Like you can like set properties on them, just like how you can in Android XML. But there's no like concept of a style. Like you can't like if you want to say that like this button like is like a default button but has a like style applied to it, you're on your own. You got to like implement that sort of level of abstraction yourself in a way that like CSS lets you sort of like separate the markup from the styles pretty easily. Yeah, but that's true on Android too, right? I think Android has some styles support, but it's like limited in what you can configure. And they certainly don't cascade the way that CSS does. Although I feel like the jury's kind of out on whether cascading was a good thing in CSS or not. The iOS answer is often to use inheritance to configure this and say that you like subclass a button with the styles that you like. But then you're like in the diamond problem all over the place where if you have like a shadow button and like a border button and you want a border and shadow button, you're just like out of luck. You gotta then like fix that separately. Yeah. CSS has a lot of ups and downs. I think the part that trips me up is the really just the cascading part. Like I like the sort of selector matching and the declarative style and everything. Um, but I feel like CSS's simplicity really falls down when you have like styles that like fall through and get applied to children. And that sometimes they're intermediaries like tables that like reset styling where like, you know, if you have like this stuff like trips me up where like they need final so it doesn't pass through to children. Yeah, I think that the new stuff going on in CSS is about like components and like shadow DOM and encapsulation. And my understanding of that is that you'd be able to just say like I don't know what would you call it, like component or something, and then like no styling crosses this component boundary. Yeah, everybody hates tables. Sometimes you want them though, right? Like if you're literally rendering tabular data, they're probably the right tool for you. I worked on a team that did that for a little while, and it was just like such a pain to style them. What are you gonna do? Okay. It's just be like strings. You can scroll. Oh, you know what? I just realized I don't think I even need join on this because like every line is gonna end in a semicolon. tables don't even work properly. Oh yeah, they never do. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think that you can use like Flexbox and media queries and tables and like make it work on mobile. But yeah, by default, it's just a bad time. It's a very bad time. All right. I think that I'll be able to use my join stuff at some point, but I definitely don't need it now. Yeah, like I don't think I need this either. Definitely don't need link syntax today for this problem. Drive type builder, and we're just gonna need type name, type. This might be harder. What do I have in a type info? TypeScript is cool. I use TypeScript for my React Native app. Yeah, this is gonna suck. Okay, what are my options here? I could look up the code nodes. Yikes. The problem that I just ran into here is that like it's not easy, given the representation of types in J, to take like the member of some type here and just like get its string representation, get like this line of code. And so I think I could play with like I could play with like code node and say like traverse. I could like traverse the code nodes here. Because like really what I want to do is like take this code and like transform it by just deleting this ID line to emit the struct that's like the things without ID. And I think that there's like an example of that. Compiler get nodes. Made a C compiler using TypeScript. Wait, so like you wrote TypeScript to parse files that had C code in them and then emit bytecode, like that's a fun project. When I had a project like that in college where I used Java to write a JavaScript compiler, and it was a lot of work. How much of C did you build though? C seems like a dangerous language to build a compiler for. Just a random piece of code. Compiler get nodes for that. Wait, so did you build like a C interpreter to run in the web? No, like a compiler. So like you have like an app, like a web app, and you can like paste some C code into a web app, and it'll like let you download a binary. Sounds alarming. I do kind of like that the point of JavaScript running in a browser is that it's like safe, and that you can build a web app that uses JavaScript in a browser to compile like a Stack Overflow to run on your computer. Oh, it'll upload the binary to a processor, so you can like upload your Stack Overflow to a server in the cloud, break parts of the internet. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this. Embedded processor project for school. It's a fun project. Did you use that's pretty fun. That's a cool thing. Okay. Okay. Wait, and so does this like literally mess with... Yeah, it just like mutates the code block. Destructively modify the literal. every time we call it, it gives us a fresh copy of a user level AST. Okay. Well, great. I think, yeah, okay. I think we can do this. So, I guess you choose to make it programmable from the web. That's a fun interface to a custom processor. All right. So, with this code, I think I'm gonna, let me like start by just doing, I don't need that here, but here I think I need like a code around struct id int. Okay, and this API kind of sucks, but like we can start with it, and then we can call compiler get nodes. Although compiler get code converts it back into a code. You can use insert or whatever else. Compiler get nodes gives me this like richer export. Okay. I think there's another thing like compiler get nodes. All right, let me get back to it. Let me like, what am I even doing here? So I'm trying to write support for like SQL inserts. I want it to match a little bit like my patterns for SQL select, which I found to be kind of helpful. The way that SQL select works is that you give it some record type. You get this type back out again, and it lets you run like an execute with the select type, the table name with expressions. But like really the point, my stream seems to buffer a lot. Uh-oh, is my streaming setup no good? I'm pretty new to this. But the way this works is you define some struct, you wrap it up as a SQL select, and then it gives you the stuff you need. And I think I want the same with an insert. It'll wrap it up in some kind of a struct, and let me call an execute to insert it, and then I can find it back out from the database again. So if I have this code struct, then this is now just like a code. I think I want to return a type. And record code nodes. Compiler get nodes of record code. Is that how that works? Yeah. Okay. Does it need to be constant? No. Awesome. Okay. So now these nodes, I don't think I need to do anything anymore with like these like print to builders. I think I can just like do this. I can say like assert like record code nodes. So like it's got to be a struct declaration. And is that a thing? Type definition? Struct? It's got to be a struct. Okay. Oops. Okay, got to make sure it's a struct. Then record code nodes. Oh wait, but record code nodes returns like a bunch, right? Yeah, root and expressions. Okay, what is the root? The root is a code node and expressions are more code nodes. That's an interesting API. Just say that. Let's forget about expressions for now. There should just be the one, right? It'd be cool if there was some documentation on this. What's the root? We destructively modify the literals that were already correctly pointed at. Alright, I bet the root is like this, and then the expressions are like all these children. Does code node give us, it has a kind. And there's a type info. Oh, okay. Well, this isn't really ideal. It's like there isn't like the kind of structure I was expecting, so I think I do need to care about expressions. Okay, so how am I going to do this? I don't even know what this code node is going to look like. Alright, I think I'm going to print out what I get here and just get my way to shameless green and bail. Okay. This is like kind, but then print it out, and then I'll just like return code of like the struct I actually want, which is going to be email I don't think I need any of these anymore. How do we fall apart? SQL insert line 6. Oh yeah, that's not real code. Semicolon. What? Attempt to use a variable from an outer stack frame. How did they do it here? How is this legal, but not? Is it insert internal is what I want? Is this legal? That can't be legal. Do it. On record code. Okay. What is this compiler? Line 10. Procedure calls missing argument record code. What? Oh, I see. Yeah, what? How is this working here? Is it because it's a macro it can do this? Oh, hey, Nikki. Oh, hey, Nikki's BF. I like your matching Twitch names. Seems like a pretty sophisticated crowd. Uh-oh. Charlie's about to start barking. Touch! Good dog. Down. Good dog. We're working on Charlie not barking whenever she hears the front gate open and close. She just did an excellent job. Hey, Jane. Oh, that's so cute. You, like, stumbled into the same Twitch stream. Had matching, sex organ. I don't tolerate lying in my Twitch chat. "12 years ago, so you time traveled? Found your way on Twitch of the future? From the year 2009? Should have a Charlie cameo. BRB. This is Charlie's first appearance. She's new to Twitch. We're figuring it out. I wonder if I put her up here, can she be a part of it? I don't know if she likes it up here. Charlie, you gotta look at the camera. Charlie cam. All right. We made it to the important part of the stream. So it's just gonna be Charlie on camera. And me writing code that's mostly covered up. Yeah, gotta give the people what they want. She codes a little HTML, but she's more into like systems level programming, you know? She believes in inline CSS. She doesn't believe in this whole web component nonsense. Doggy on Rails. Yeah. She's a dogmatic monolith. I don't know. I don't know if she's ready for a cold one. I don't say the T word unless she's about to get one. What do you think, Charlie? You seem like you don't love being on stream. She might be a little camera shy. Charlie, do you want a treat? Yeah, okay. You're a good dog. There you go. That's all. Jane, I don't know if it works as well for you to buy her affection. Ooh. If you're not here insisting that she gets cold ones, you know? I don't think she'll know that you're attached to them. Yeah, that tail keeps going. You don't love it up there, do you, Charlie? Alright, I think we're going back to how it was before. Come here, Charlie. Whoa. A nice little programming break. Nice little Charlie break. I feel like if this is how I pander to get viewers, I can sleep at night. I can live with that. Alright. I think I'm really in the weeds here. I don't know if I really want to walk a syntax tree and do this complexity here. It seems like it's no fun. I think I'm going to not do that. You can come back later for that. It's like way too clever. And I'm going to get back to how I used to have it, which is insertable fields is a type. And we'll have like an ID type, which is also a type, and it's going to return some new type. Great. Okay. And cool. This seems way more manageable. Thank you, my fans, for engaging in the Charlie time. Okay. How do I build the SQL expression? I think I want to get to shameless green. I'm sort of sick of waiting. So this is going to be like insert into this isn't gonna work. Gonna have to do something trickier. Alright, the target here is to get something that looks like insert into... Oh man, I think I just want like these fields, right? It's like this is like the final insert that I need. But I think all I'm gonna be able to know is like this part with like question marks in the values. So it's just gonna be like column names and question marks for now. So I might actually get to use my string join. Yeah, let's do it. So insertable fields. So grab the type info. Get an array of it. And then for each member. Add it to the array. Let's add it here for now. Okay, grabbing all the names, and then I want to return just like that, I think. The values are going to be all question marks. And the first thing here is going to be join insertable field names with commas. And the second one, alright, yeah. Need a second one for placeholders, probably. This is the Solarize theme. Yeah, I'm only into writing code if it's in like a real mild color palette with a non-fixed width font. Some people think that's a little bit unhinged. Okay, so I feel pretty good about this being SQL expression. Maybe I should like test just that part, right? So first, I'm just gonna ID type is int. We can run that. I need to assert equals test user insert dot SQL expression should be equal to what? It's going to be like this thing up here with placeholders. Alright, I think maybe I'll just test that part for now, see if we got anything green. Yep. Oh. Oh, yeah. I think I need, like, not the pointer? Nope. What? Line 14. Huh? Procedure call did not match any of the possible overloads. Pointer to an array, but given type, how's that possible? Oh, yeah, okay. I always get that wrong. Cool. Record.id is not what I want. I want that to just be like ID type. Alright. I'm gonna type given void on line 25. What? Hmm? That's a confusing error. Return value 1. SQL insert line 25 from line 7. Just like print everything out, huh? Yeah, that's not gonna work, is it? What's happening on line 45? Running user insert. On a struct with the type. Get rid of this. We don't need this yet. Oops. That didn't help. Huh. Wonder what's going wrong here. Alright. I need to move slightly. This shouldn't be void. This should be something. It's getting like overloaded with something else? Nope. Why isn't this working? Am I missing something important? Missing something obvious here? Type wanted type given void from line 28. Line 28's here. Or I'm returning something that's not void. Oh, man. I always forget that word struct. Okay, cool. Hey, this is great. Expected. Email created, updated at values. Got... Oh, I have an extra comma? That was easy. And we're green. Okay, cool. That felt great. Make sure I have the right ID type. Alright. Okay, let's do the rest of this. Let's like get a whole repo going, huh? Oh yeah, the whole thing isn't gonna work. Test found user. It's just test user now, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, I think I need to look back at my SQL select code now. Figure out, like it has like a record type, right? Yeah, okay. So it's an ID type, and it needs also like insertable fields type. That's probably important as well. It's like surprisingly hard to code with the dog in my lap. She's really in between me and the keyboard. Okay, so this is now going to be dot insertable fields. That's like a terrible way to put it. Maybe, I don't know. Do I want... Is this good? That could be cool, right? Yeah? So like the insert just like has all the fields? I don't know. That could be cool. That sounds like fun. Use another programming language feature. Test found user doesn't exist. Let's just test user now. We don't even have test found user. Oh yeah. Okay. Assertion failed. And 66. Oh dang. What went wrong? Let me get rid of these prints. Those aren't helping me. Okay. Well, I kind of wish there was slightly more of an error message here, but we failed on line 63, which is... Oh yeah, execute success, because I didn't build this yet. Great, I just always return false. Okay. Alright, so it seems like what I want to do here is a lot like this SQL execute. Right? I'll just copy this over, see how it goes. I need the connection. return, I don't know, 0 false. Expression string. Yep, I'm gonna need a 2-string implementation. And it's gonna take Is that all? That's like trivial. I'll build that myself. Right. Insert into this whole thing. Yeah, that's easy. Okay. This is gonna be the tricky part though, is making like an array to pass into the varargs out of the arguments that I have. I have this insert type. Yeah, let's just go for it, huh? I'll just like see where this falls off. I bet that this is gonna be like to go from like the insert to like, it's like insert is gonna look something like I don't know, email, some email created at is gonna be like some number, and updated at is gonna be some other number. And to get that to just the values is like hard in this language. But I don't think it'd be that bad. So what's even the best way to do this? Do I want to like bake it into the struct? That seems like maybe the best idea. Well, okay, so my options I think are I can either bake a procedure into the struct that knows how to like transform its insertable fields into something, which I think is like most in line with this sort of like do as much statically as I can approach that I've been following. Alternatively, it's possible that in here I could just dynamically build an array of the right size and iterate over the fields inside of insertable fields and add them all add the value of each to the array. But I think that sounds worse. So I think I'm gonna like bake a proc in here. That seems like the right way to go. Okay, so to insert to SQL insert args is gonna be this is gonna be like circular. Well, whatever. I don't know if this method is even gonna be like possible to write. This is starting to look a lot like OO, which makes me think I'm missing the mark on like the goal of the language. But who knows, right? Maybe this is cool. Maybe this is what we're about. Alright, so okay. I think I need to like do some like print buffer business. Charlie's back. Charlie's bored. Charlie wants neck scritches. Charlie might want more camera time. Oh. All right. I think I'm going to generate... Oops. All right, let's get you down, huh? I'm going to wrap up generating this thing, and then I think it's dog time. Time for a break. Okay, so I want insert whatever. For each. Okay, I need this. I need, man, kind of this like same thing, right? Okay, so the array that we're creating, we know the length of now because we have this type info. So we can say result gets a, looks like that. Insert of the fields type info dot members dot count. Okay, so for each member, I want to build a thing that looks like this, like a result gets like 3 of any, result 0 gets set to insertable fields dot email, result 1 is set to insertable fields that created at yeah, like this is I think like the ideal output, and then like return result. Okay, so here hit index set to insertable fields dot name. Yeah, and then return that result. I feel like returning an array allocated on the stack seems like I'm not supposed to do that. But, oh well. Okay. So this entire function is just generated as code here. Alright. Semicolon. Wow. This seems like a terrible way to write code. I'm full of regret for choosing to go down this path. Like, how would anyone... Why would anyone think this is a good choice? Alright, insert, run that. I have this proc now. So when I get down to here, I can do... So args is that? That seems pretty ugly, but maybe that's alright. Don't need a where. Do need an execute. But then I think the execute I'm using is going to be a different one. Because I need... I don't need this type, I feel like, right? It's just a command. Yeah, this is it. Like, delete. It just takes a success. Okay, great. So it's just a command and some args. So I'm going to execute. Oh, this is kind of a bummer, though. I don't know. Maybe I do want the first execute. This seems like what I want. Alright, so execute with the connection, the ID type. What am I executing? Expression string and spread the args. Yeah, that seems like what I want. And I should get back like an array of one ID, which is the ID that I care about. Return 0 for the ID. Otherwise, it's like if this is wrong. Let's call it like results. So if results.count is not equal to 0, what even happened? Great. So return results 0. Is that the whole thing? Is this gonna work? I bet this isn't gonna work. Yeah. Extra semicolon that I don't want. I never do that. Line 9? Whew. Okay, forgot some new lines. Oh yeah. I always get this thing wrong. Okay. Wanted anonymous struct given a pointer. No, that's wrong. Although it should be a pointer, probably. Uh-oh. Charlie heard something she didn't like. I think I have downstairs neighbors who are moving in, and the dog is not thrilled about it. What went wrong here? Hi. Down. Stay. Oh, there it is. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Is this whole thing one error? Okay. Type wanted a pointer to type info struct given type info integer. Oh, cool. I was worried about this. Great. Okay. So you can't just like pass int in as the type to this, but you can do that. Oops. I wonder if this will work. That should be 1. And here we want to return the ID. Dang. Good dog, Charlie. Good dog. Here you go. I think I've gone so far down this path, and that it might be an enormous mistake. Don't I have a insert.id type? It is hard to imagine. Oh, great. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so I think it looks like what's happening now is that this is a bad call. So I'm just gonna cut. Oops. I'm just gonna cut the whole return the ID of the inserted record bit from this, and just say we return like successful. That's all. And then the real bummer about this is that it'll be hard to do. We're not gonna have the inserted ID, so we'll need to just like assert that the thing thinks it's successful. I don't know. Let's just see what happens, yeah? Oh, it still crashed. Oh, I think I need... Nope. Let's print some stuff, huh? Huh. Well, the expression string looks pretty good, but all these nulls look pretty bad. So, what are we gonna do here? I think I want to like print result. Man. Okay, now I'm all turned around. Oh, whoops. Cool, just exit everything. Is it like %% in this language like it is sometimes? Nope. Okay. I think I need to do this. And then that. Oh yeah. Okay, okay. So here when I'm printing out the values, they're all set to things. But apparently when I'm returning, they're not set to things anymore. And they're like meaningfully different. This is not ideal. Is that because I've like allocated the array to the stack? I also have no idea what these things are. Let's look at the added strings. Well, I'm stumped. I think I have made several mistakes. Well, I'm stumped. I also thought I was much closer to like a good breakpoint than it turned out I was. Okay, let me like take a brief inventory of what's happening here. Is that I'm trying to generate... The problem now is generating the args array that fills the SQL execute statement. And it seems like the args, as we're building it, are like good. But then once we return the struct, they're no good. I think maybe I will... I don't know what to do here. Maybe I'll write a test just for that part. That seems like a useful thing to do. Cut out the SQL execute business, but let's do like args. I'm just gonna get test user insert dot to SQL insert args of this. I think that wants to be a pointer, yeah? Does it want to be a pointer? Yeah. Okay. And then I just want to print args. But then we should also be able to make like assertions here, where we want to assert equals that like the first one is going to be a string arg0 dot, what's the what's any, what is any's type again? There's a type and there's a value pointer. Oh, but the type is a type info. It's gonna be kind of ugly. Okay, type. So I really want to do... Is the type info flag? Type info tag dot string arg0.type, .type. And then this, make sure that's equal to arg0 dot, and like, it's just like a void pointer. So I really want to cast this to a string pointer and then dereference it. Let's just like run this first, see what happens. Let me get rid of some of these printfs. Okay, what's happening here? Wow, I'm making some weird choices here. So it starts on line 99. To assert equals. Oh boy. I think assertions about any's have come up for me before. I think I figured this out once before. It was like this, cast to a pointer to a string, result args value pointer. I think I might just have my parentheses wrong. Nope. Really? Oh, or maybe this is me, like, I need to do like an alloc on this. Is that gonna help me? It's getting pretty weird. It just keeps getting worse. Do you have to like construct an any? Boy, this is gnarly. So let's set the type to be type of this. Yeah, type info of it. And like its value, it's gonna be like a pointer to it. Boy, this seems bad. Added strings, line 20. What does this code look like? Oh, I see. I need to cast it. I think it's just like new, right? I think that's what new is for. Okay, and this isn't type, it's kind. Huh? Maybe I can undo some of this ugliness I just did. Boy. Loud day in Park Slope. What? Do I need to dereference it? Alright, that's not gonna work, but I think I can do array add business. I think I'm trying to be too static. And I can do array add pointer to result, insertable fields dot whatever. That seems manageable, right? And then here, a pointer to result. Is that gonna work? That can't work. I'm gonna need to do like this. And now I should be able to return this way. Suitable fields at 0. Oh yeah. In the type, we needed a constant type. Got. Yep. Yep. Bracket to that. Is that gonna work? Whew. I'm really getting deeper and deeper into the weeds here. Already add pointer to the result. It's already a pointer. Type. Ooh, this is promising. We made it out to the test. I think this wants to be dot kind? No, type info. That type, yeah? What? But I should have, Is that gonna... Oh! Hey! We pass! Alright! What's next? I have string. I have an integer. For args1. This wants to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for args2, we have a different integer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does this work? Wow! And like I can fail it. We have args. Okay, we've got args. Okay. This is exciting. Making progress over here. Whew. So we've got our args. Now can we insert? So now SQL execute is going to get those args and it's going to spread them in here. I think I want to do like one of these. Okay. Oh yeah, I need the table name. I'm not using into. Insert into this table. Is it happening? Oh, I don't need commas there? I was sure I needed commas there. Assertion failed. Oh yeah, because now I'm expecting there to be commas, but there shouldn't be commas. Do I need a semicolon? No. What? Oh, because it's not question marks. I want, I need, question marks are not real placeholders. I need like $sign number. Yeah, and so these question marks should be $sign numbers. Okay, and then I think I do want commas after all. Ooh, this is promising. Wanted timestamp at that time zone, but expressions of type big int. Yeah, I was worried about these date times being trickier than I wanted them to be, so maybe I'll just like cut them out for now. And we'll just talk about the email. Yeah. This is gonna be a real bummer of a test now. Yeah, typecasting is gonna come later. This is gonna be a real baby test. Typecasting dates is always kind of hard. Didn't I fix that? Where am I? Alright, line 69 in SQL execute. Nice. But like what? Oh, because I inserted a new... Uh-oh. I inserted a new record, so now I think I need this where to be ID is in 1 and 2, because I just want these like initial couple records that I've inserted before. Yeah, now the... I think I need to like make this not worry about sort order. I think what I'm finding is that this test must be passing, and we must have actually inserted. Maybe I'll just test that manually right now. Hey! We've inserted some at email.gov. I think that's what I call this user. Yeah. It's happening. If I run again, and pSQL again, select all from users again, there had been 5, now there are 6. We have inserts! Okay. So let's see, let's like fix this one test, and then it's definitely break time for lunch and dog stuff. Okay, included, it's like if expected dot uppercase email equals actual dot uppercase email included gets true. Assert included. Yeah, we made sure the counts are equal. Oops, get that out of here. We're green! And we found this new one when we try to find user number 3. It's pretty exciting. Alright, cool. So we've got a ton of dead code. I'm going to cut most of the syntax. This is some pretty weird stuff that we did. But if I look at these added strings, that's not the worst thing in the universe. I wonder if there's a good way to know if I've like how many horrific memory leaks I've implemented here. Maybe I'll try to like defer freeing the array from it's like array free. That didn't work. Okay. That like worries me a little, but cool. Maybe I nailed it? You know what? Maybe returning like the pointer isn't really helping anything. Because like if array free wants the dereference thing, and everywhere I ever consume it wants it dereferenced, like what does it mean? Like, can I just do this? And like that? I don't know what that even means though. It seems nicer. I feel like I need like a CS 101 pointer arithmetic class taught in J to understand what it is that I'm even doing here. Well, alright. We got 9 users. Cool. So I think next up is obviously deletes so that I can get rid of some of these users. But I'm going to call it for now. What have we got? I should rename that unconditional where. Call this like where IDs in fixture data. And then what else do I need? This is great. This is great. I should move this insert, this require compiler probably. To like main, I guess. Alright, this all seemed fine. I've been staring at this for a while. Join test. Cool, okay. SQL insert. Alright, pushed up my code. Here it is. You can do inserts in a massively metaprogrammed situation, which is almost certainly going to be a thing that I learned to have been a huge mistake. But I haven't learned it yet. And like, I don't know, the generated text, it's really just like a few lines here. That's not that bad. Alright, I'm going to get out of here, spend some time outside, spend some time eating. It's been fun, everybody. Bye.